Hi, it's Ben. Welcome back to my channel. Recently, I got the chance to see Dr. Jordan Peterson speak in Chicago. After he spoke in a private Q&A, a woman asked him a question that had to do with taking care of her young child. She wanted to know what would his advice be to her about concentrating on child rearing and kind of going away from what she had been taught and the ethic around her of concentrate on your career, work on your career. Dr. Peterson's advice was very insightful, and stay tuned and you'll see it.
That being put forward as a cultural ideal. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. I was sitting beside a young woman today on the plane who had a little baby, and I thought, it'd be nice to put up a website where people could just upload pictures of young mothers with babies, like thousands of them, you know, because yeah, it's part of a deep pathology in our culture. Not that women are off pursuing careers, because you know there's a shortage of genuine competence, and we should use it wherever we find it. But to not also at the same time elevate that other option, especially for young women, it's actually a lot easier to have a baby when you're a young woman. You know, it gets harder as you get older. Not to elevate that as a pursuit at least equally worthy means that there's something deeply wrong with our society. So I would say the first thing that's worth doing is to really understand that. I mean, do you have a community of young women with babies around you?
No.
Okay, that's something that you might want to either search out or create, because you actually have to talk to other people in your situation so that they can help you figure out how to deal with the problems that you're going to deal with. You know, because some of what you're talking about is very sophisticated learning. And it is very difficult to do if you hadn't had that role model when you're very young. So I have a colleague, her name is Allison. She's studying maternal behavior in rats. And like animal experimental psychologists make brilliant discoveries about human psychology all the time. And she found that if you separate rat pups from their mother, but raise them, the disturbance in maternal behavior lasts 3 generations. Right, and rats are nowhere near as complicated in their maternal behavior as human beings. And so that disruption is really, really troublesome. So, well, you should be able to, so you need a community of people who are in the same situation around you so that you can talk to them, so that you guys can figure out by consensus, what the right approach is, right? And then you can observe each other. Do you have a partner?
Yes.
Does he have a clue?
Yes.
Good, because that means that you can also turn to him and when you're confused and say, look, I'm not exactly sure what to do here, when you're angry or frustrated or upset or disappointed. But goodwill will take you a long way, you know. And so the other thing I would say is too, you don't have to be perfect. Like babies, children are actually quite resilient. What they want to know is that that you actually are on their side, like seriously. And B, that if you make a mistake, that you'll recognize that you made a mistake and fix it. You know, so if you make a mistake with your kid, you can always say, you know, look kid, I mean not with a baby obviously because they're too young, but a little older, you say, look, you know, I was a little hard on you this morning, and like, apologies, we'll do it better next time, and give them a pat and a hug, and then they learn that it's actually okay to make a mistake and that you can make up afterwards. And that's an immensely important thing for children to learn. This is also why it's good for them to see their parents in conflict. Because you might say, well, you should never fight in front of your kids. It's like, no, you should never fight and fail in front of your kids. What they need to see you in conflict. And then they need to see you resolve the conflict and make up. Because then they're not terrified of conflict. Right? Because otherwise they're terrified if you hide it. It's like, oh my God, we're having a fight. the relationship must be over. It's like, no, it's not over. My wish it was over temporarily. But so if your relationship with your husband is working out, then both of you are watching, and that's going to be a help. When you're frustrated and disappointed and you don't know what the hell to do, well then talk it out with him, because collectively you should be able to decide. And then the other thing I would say is get some other mothers around you, because they're going to be having the same problem. So, and then you can solve that to some degree collectively. So, all right.
Again, thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a great deal.